I am Marasav, Queen of the Reef. I once made a great sacrifice to protect humanity from the Hive. I lost everything. My fleet. My brother. My people's very way of life. I watched the dreaming city fall into ruin. Desecrated by Oryx. Cursed by Savathun. Now I've returned to retake this sacred place, to finally wrest it free from the Hive's claws. Although you have taken things near and dear to me as well. You have also learned that your list of enemies need not be so broadly defined. Today we are afforded a unique opportunity. The road ahead of us is fraught with perilous choices, Guardian. Choose wisely.
All right. Always pick a side. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as.
Old friend, it is an honor to fly alongside you, though our mission is grim. Ikora issued an order for Osiris's arrest. She has questions about his involvement in Lakshmi's attack on the Elixni. I volunteered to collect him from the Dreaming City, where he now hides. No one will touch Osiris until I know the truth. He has acted rashly in the past, but I have never seen him willingly endanger the city. Something is wrong. I have felt it for some time now. He is distant. Help me bring him home.
I am making way through the opposite flank from you. The Hive are swarming. We will be as the mighty crabs of old and pincer them. Break their lines and meet me at Osiris's signal. Geppetto says there's another ghost nearby. Lightbearer, reveal yourself.
That would be me.
What are you doing here, Corporal? Did Zavala not send you away?
Osiris called me for help. With all these Hive around, I can see why. This reeks of Zebul wrath.
He called you. No, go home. This is not your fight to take. It is mine.
You can't keep him in a cage, Saint. You're not the only one who cares about him.
Lectures? You know nothing. Osiris is not himself, and I want to bring him back.
around in the overworld, old light? There's an awoken device near you. It should let you slip into the Ascendant Plane and get you closer to Osiris.
Crow and I used them to hide from Wrathborn.
Stalk. You were stalking, not hiding.
Taken portals, awoken dimensions. Fine. Go, Guardian. Take the crow's path.
The Ascendant Plane should skirt you past the Hive's barricades. Just be sure to mind the Taken. Word to the wise. Bringing down Quria left the Taken rattled. I don't think Savathun has control of them anymore.
No matter. My bullets do not know the difference. Signals falling on you.
A big Wrathborn headed your way too.
Be brave. Osiris is not far ahead. Far ahead of you, Guardian. We converge on Osiris' signal.
Then we'll see each other soon. Crow out.
Whatever happens, friend, we cannot lose him. Even if I do not understand, I must believe his actions have purpose.
I had hoped you'd find your way back.
I'm a bit lost, actually. But this feels familiar. Do I know you?
Osiris? You must come home. Answer for what you have done. The Vanguard will show mercy.
Yes. Ikora and Commander Zavala are nothing if not generous. Queen Mara. Look how they've welcomed the crow into their flock.
It isn't too late. You can still be forgiven.
Be careful. I'll hold you to it.
And I have come to an agreement. You need only cooperate.
What is it?
I am Savathun, the Witch Queen, sister of shapes, deepest in the Hive Coven, etc., etc. My sister Zivor Wrath hunts me on behalf of another. I wish only to be free, and Mara Sav has graciously agreed to help.
And Osiris?
Sweet that you should care, little bird. I have been Osiris for as long as you have known him. But rest assured, I will return him safely to you, in exchange for your assistance.
Queen of lies! Pray this is the one time you are telling truth. The Vanguard must know what has happened here. Stay, Guardians. I will go.
Someone once told me that the line between light and dark is very thin. Walk it alongside me. For Osiris. This will guide you. A powerful relic of awoken design. Take it and return to your helm.
That was pretty crazy. I wonder if Osiris is somewhere else. I wonder if he's found Savathun's throne or has managed to go beyond where we have seen before. Maybe to Planet X, past Neptune. see. Sure, we'll get more answers. Oh, what is the Queen's Guard doing here? Harbingers. Let's see about. Everything here seems to be the same. Grow. Okay. Now you're gonna tease me with the chest I can't open. Alright, this is cool. It's one of the Queen's ships.
Approach, Guardian. Believe me when I tell you that I did not know of Savathun's deception until she arrived in the Dreaming City. She offered me a bargain. If I exercise her worm, she will release Osiris and help us defeat the Black Fleet. I recognize the risk. Her inevitable betrayal is all but a guarantee. But without her worm, Savathun is vulnerable, unprotected by the security of her.
Queen Mara tells you a deal has been struck. Savathun will relinquish Osiris. In return, her worm will be removed. Mara believes all will benefit from this arrangement, but Savathun at least will be under watch. To remove the worm, Mara needs her Techians, powerful awoken mystics. You Guardians call them Tech Witches, remember? They were attacked by Xivu Arath while trying to guide Queen Mara back to the Dreaming City from the edges of space. Those that remained were scattered in the ascendant plane. Marasav doesn't break her stare. She tells you that this time the reef calls upon the city. Rescue her Techians. See them home safely. I wonder what she was doing at the edges of space.
Queen Mara has already told you we must recover our lost Techians in order to free Savathun from her servitude to the war gods. I'm for Crow intends to accompany you. Mara also wants him close. Our Techians went to retrieve Queen Mara on my orders. This can't fail. Not because of him.
Petrovenge, the Queen's Wrath and Chief Officer, informs you that while Marasov explained how the Techians became lost, Petra will tell you how you're going to get them back. Imagine the universe as a set of coins, Petra says, placing one hand on top of the other to represent a material plane atop the ascendant plane. She tells you that you will be navigating cosmic bridges known as ley lines. These lines connect the planes. However, many connection points are in disarray from years of neglect, even more so with Xivu Arath assaulting the Dreaming City. Petra tells you that beings of paracausal ability can navigate and rebuild the ley lines. Beings such as yourself and the Techians. The lost Techians are stranded within the ley lines, unable to escape Xivu Arath's hunting parties, but they are leaving markers to help us find them. Petra says she will send you the position of the first marker and implores you to use your Wayfinder's compass and find the Queen's lost Techians. Well, at this rate, we have Melee Spellmaker. Interesting. Pick that up. We'll absolutely pick up all the bounties. All of them. I knew the blind well was going to end up being a part of this. It was only a matter of time before we found out what was actually below the blind well, because if you go and you take a look there, you'll actually see there's room underneath it. It's not clear what was there though, so I guess now we're going to finally get an answer. Hold on to that for now. That. Let's take a look at the artifact here. We're going to stick with Tiku's and go with the Overload. I don't like that one anyway. And just to make it fun, after all, we are now Wayfarers. Now that looks familiar. What's on the other side? Nothing yet. I'm sure there will be. And above? Interesting. So some quick background on Savathun and Worm. Before the Hive were the Hive we know today, they were known as the Proto-Hive. They existed on a planet, or rather a piece of a planet that was broken off, called the Fundament. And you had the Osmium Drinkers and the Helium Drinkers, two separate factions of what we know as the Hive. 3 sisters and their mad king, their father, carried a worm with him. It's about this tiny thing that sat inside of a glass, and it would whisper to him, drive him mad. Eventually, there was a coup orchestrated by a hive brood mother that was barren, named Taos. She had orchestrated the coup with the other faction of the Proto-Hive to kill the Mad King and Savathun and her 2 sisters, Xivu Arath Oryx, before they transformed. Before they transformed into what we know as the Hive today. The worm navigated, or helped them navigate to meet the darkness deep underneath vast ocean, where the hive worm gods were guarding, being guarded by, or kept into a prison by, this giant beast called the Leviathan. Not the same Leviathan as we know, piloted by Callus in his flying fortress. See, the Proto-Hive, they didn't have a long life expectancy. It was very short, and they lived very miserable, torturous lives. And the sisters, they made a deal with the worm, which in turn was a deal with the darkness, to say that as long as they followed their innate nature, meaning as long as they did what they were told, their purposes as defined by the darkness, they would live forever. And each one would be given a worm that would feed upon. Each one of them was given a worm that would feed upon their souls. Well, as they would continue their destiny, if you will, Oryx was tasked with always navigating Xivu Arath, always at war, and Savathun, always trickery, deception. As long as they were able to do that, they would keep the worm satiated, keep them alive, and stop them from feeding on their souls. Well, the more the worm ate, the hungrier it became, the more it needed to be fed. So, they ended up having to expand. They set out off of the fundament to conquer new worlds and discover and trick more beings. And the more powerful the being was, the more power they received, which gave them their worm more to feed on. See, the hive can no longer exist without this sort of hierarchy of the worm being fed upon, always feeding the worm. So, Savathun asking to be, what they call it, exorcised of her worm. She will have potentially unlimited power. That's the part of the sword logic. Is that if one dies, one hive dies, the power flows through to the person that killed them. And as that one dies, it flows through to the next, and to the next, and to the next, and eventually leading up to, in sort of like a multi-level marketing or a pyramid scheme, pun probably intended on that one, to the people at the top of the pyramid. In this case, the darkness, the hive worm gods. So, without access to a worm, without the need to continuously feed a worm that's holding back her power, when we do this, we might actually be making Savathun stronger. So, should be asking ourselves as we go about this. Is Osiris, assuming that she's telling the truth and Osiris is alive, she will release him once we exercise her worm. Is he worth it? You guys let me know what you think. For now, we'll see what Mara has to say. If anything at all, apparently. I guess the answer is nothing right now. Okay, what do we have here? Override missions. Over to the Dreaming City. What is this? And over here? Interesting. Unstoppable and overload. I knew it.
Glad to have you along.
Knew it was only a matter of time to separate the score. So you have a theory that we're going to end up seeing Scorn not just of the Fallen variety, but also the Hive Fall variety.
Xivu Arath's forces have infested this area. Their taken rifts are destabilizing the ley lines, making alignment impossible. Hold off the Taken as best you can. Once their leadership arrives, put them down and bank their Taken essence. That should close the rifts and secure the area.
Just like streams of water, ley lines can be polluted. Zivorath will use them to poison the blind whale if she can. Stay vigilant.
We need to replace the batteries that charge the blind whale's energy regulators. But first, we need to secure the area. Luckily for us, the batteries are charged with paracausal energy. They'll give you a useful aura against our enemies. It will take strength and teamwork to get this done, Guardian. Good luck. Hold off the hostiles until we gain access to the batteries. Once they appear, you'll have to install them manually. They're extremely heavy, so I suggest you work together.
Feels good to be back in the fight. I've been on the sidelines for too long.
From what I saw, the Guardian did all the work.
Petra, calling it like it is.
Zivu-Arath is sending her strongest lieutenants to secure the blind well. We can't allow them to establish a beachhead for the Hive.
Well done, Guardian. The Reef Born, thank you. If we are to survive the coming storm, the tower and the dreaming city must stand united.
We'll hold the blind well together. As we open more ley lines, we can start exfiltrating our lost Techians.
Once my coven is reassembled, we'll exorcise Savathun's worm and put an end to her lies. Once and for all.
Alright. That was fun. Let's take a look at what we got here. Yeah, it's interesting. Wow. This is nice. I gotta hand it to him. This is a very nice touch. Although it's the timeline for Destiny 2. The fact that it doesn't include Destiny 1 I find is kind of interesting. I think I've been here since the beginning. The story continues. Yep. Alright, and that's a nice looking ship. I like that Sparrow. Alright, that's pretty slick. I dig that. The helmet is awesome. Look at the lion. That's awesome. I'll have to pick that up later. Alright guys, well that was it. That's what I wanted you to tune in for. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.